The US is on its way to a recession. The stock markets are plummeting and they are the lowest that we have seen in years. What is a recession and how do we prepare for it? A recession essentially is a time period where there is a decline in economic activity widespread, whether it's buying luxury goods, buying cars, buying watches, buying jewelry, just buying anything in general. People are holding on to their cash. When people don't spend, the market, all the companies lose money. The companies make money from us, from the working class, from the people who, like us, wake up early in the morning, go to work our jobs, get the pay to then buy things such as groceries, um, cars, things that make us happy, goods, whatever you name it. We then put that money back into the government by spending. Job losses can occur, investments stall, retirement plans get put on hold. It's a crazy time in the economy. It's a time for us to all just remember to prepare by holding on to our cash, not doing any crazy expenditures at this time, and just trying to remember that we will all get through this.
It's more important now than ever to prepare for the recession, and we're seeing this with all of these people in this video preparing for the recession. They're stocking up, they're saving an emergency fund for in case of any layoffs. We all just need to prepare and be ready. Now, of course, the best time to prepare is when we're comfortable. It was a few years ago where we should have already been preparing, but right now it's better late than never to prepare, and you really need to have that emergency fund because not only are if there's any layoffs, you're not going to have any income, but if there's any emergencies, any hospital visits, any car problems, that's all going to cost an arm and a leg, and you're going to have to use that emergency fund to pay those expenses. So I can't stress it hard enough how important it is for an emergency fund. Earlier in this year, I did have car problems and I had to spend a few $1,000s to get that fixed, but thankfully I did have that emergency fund saved up and it was able to pay for the repairs. Now let me know in the comments down below, how are you preparing for the recession, and take a look at the rest of these clips.
Grocery store prices are going to keep going up, and for the average person like me and you, it's going to be a hell of a ride this year. However, I created a master recession-proof grocery list and I have to share it. I'm also going to be sharing a couple of tips that I love to use whenever I go grocery shopping to save a little extra money on my groceries. I'm going to be reading off my template just because it has all of the information already written. The number one tip that I have for you is to plan your meals. If you plan now, the rest of the month is just going to be about picking and choosing which meals you're going to eat that day. Number two is find a sale. If you're anything like me, you love shopping a good sale, and that is definitely one way that I love saving money. Number three literally goes hand in hand on this. If you're shopping at a grocery store that has a sale on a specific item that you use very frequently, buy it in bulk. Buy multiple of that same item so that you can have it stocked up in your pantry. Tip number four is going to be to prioritize your produce. I know for a lot of us, especially growing up in low income, we see produce as something that is really expensive and sometimes out of our reach. But let me tell you, it is better for you to buy good produce and feed yourself well instead of buying a bunch of crap that is going to make you sick. My fifth tip is going to be to stick to the grocery list. Step one is always going to be to figure out what is supposed to be on the grocery list. I look around in my pantry, in my fridge, anything that I already have, I either cross out or leave blank so that I don't keep buying the same thing if I don't need it. You see these spaces here? These are empty spaces for you to put things that you absolutely need and you absolutely love. I talk a lot about pantry cooking and about pantry staples, and I also compiled it in this list. I also have a section for meal prepping in this bundle. I personally like the calendar method because I like to physically see what I'm going to be eating that week. The list and the calendar go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other because if you're only using one, you are not saving as much money as you possibly can. The last and final step that I love to do and that I included in this bundle is tracking your money. This is what the template looks like. I have a section here where you can put exactly what your starting amount is. That would be what your budget is. If your budget is $400, you would put $400. Also included a section for store names. This is going to help you realize where you are actually shopping at. I also have a section where you can check off if it's a cash purchase or if it's a card purchase. Now, I will recommend that whenever you are using a budget, whichever budget template you have, work in cash. Once the first transaction is done, if I have any money left over, I will write how much money I have left over and how much I have to start. I also have a little note section because if you're anything like me, I sometimes forget to buy things whenever I go out to the grocery store. And included is also a list of places that you can shop at to save money. I also included some local options for you to always keep in mind. I cannot stress this enough, but pantry cooking and stocking up in your pantry is going to be the best way to go about saving money during this time, but also creating a plan whenever you go grocery shopping or any organization tool is going to help you save money in the long run.
Are we headed into a recession? Yes, that's the message that I keep getting. Inboxes about what do we need to do. Let me tell you what I told my staff. I sent them a bonus with their pay period, with their paycheck, specifically for a few things: pantry staple items, rice and beans, pasta, spaghetti sauce, canned tuna or tuna packs if you eat that, or canned chicken breasts, whatever you eat. That's pantry staple, vegetables, canned goods, those kinds of things. I don't have a whole lot of canned goods just because we usually don't eat canned goods. We eat frozen vegetables. So my kids aren't necessarily acclimated. I do have some, but not a whole lot. So buy what your family, eats. If you don't eat spam, it ain't gonna do you no good to go get a case of spam just because it's on sale. Like, don't do that. We're only doing necessary spending. Also, I cut my subscriptions. So I think we may have one thing left, and that's specifically for the kids, but I don't even watch TV. Why we have like hundreds of dollars in different, like HBO and Disney and Hulu and yeah, all of that. We don't have that any. Well, most of them we're paying it throughout. But anyway, those will be cut off by the end of the month, I'm sure. So I'm trying to save money any way that I can. So I'm not doing unnecessary spending. Stockpiling toothpaste and lotion, deodorant. Like aluminum is in deodorant. We import that from Canada, a lot of it. And if you don't wear aluminum if you don't have the aluminum in your deodorant, that's good for you. Stay away from me because I don't know what that aluminum does, but yeah, we need that aluminum. So that part, I am growing a garden from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna have to do some content on that. But also because I've cut off all these subscriptions, I am making sure that my children, I bought a whole bunch of books. I like Barnes and Nobles and books. Like I like to read. And also I read to my children frequently. We read, they read to me, that kind of thing. But I actually invested in some books, like, because I knew that was going to be our pastime. Because I wanted, number one, I don't want them to get used to being entertained, like watching an iPad or TV all the time. But also, I know if something happens and we need to be at the house, we're not going to sit in front of the TV. So I'm getting them acclimated to doing things. So they've been outside with me in the garden every day, just looking at our little Dollar Tree seedlings and watering. And then the other day I made mashed potatoes, so we took the mashed potato peels out to the lake. So I am getting activities done, like doing things with them so that they are not just waiting to be entertained, so that they are actually involved in activities. That also, I told them about clothing. Like, my children are grown like a week. My son had on a little short set the other day. I asked him if it was my daughter's, because where them shorts going? Why are they up so high? He's tall. And it was from last year. Yeah, like, we got to get some clothes. So those were things that I told them. I reminded them about that. Shoes, underwear, like staple items that your family will need if your children are growing, or if you are growing, because some of us are growing. Go ahead and get whatever you can before everybody has already updated their prices. I was in the grocery store yesterday. They were updating the prices on the doggone laundry detergent. I thought they was moving the inventory. They said, no, we just got a new rate sheet. We're just getting everything up already today. Today, the first day. It was just midnight. It's 11 o'clock and y'all up in here changing the prices. So some stores may, and I mean, that maybe the laundry detergent was just going up. I don't know. It was 3 people on that 1 aisle though. So anything you can get now before $1.25 become $2 tree, then that's what I would get. And I would cut out any unnecessary spending. And for me, that looks like subscriptions. We don't, we got a whole bunch of kids, so we ain't doing a whole lot of extra stuff. But that looks like, subscriptions for me, going through my bank statement, seeing exactly what it is we're spending money on. And those, and what can I live without? Those are the things that I've been doing to prepare for where we are. Oh, and water. We don't have nearly enough water. We do need to get some more. And I got a dehydrator. I got the dehydrator like last year or something. I just plugged the doggone thing up like 2 months ago. But if you do not have a dehydrator, you can dehydrate fruits and vegetables in the oven. You don't have to use a dehydrator. Like, a freeze dryer is just completely out the question for me right now, unless somebody gives one to me. But a dehydrator, you can like I made onion powder the other day. Like I literally went and bought a coffee grinder specifically so that I would be, because I'm growing onions, and I had some that I needed to freeze dry or dehydrate, and I did, and so now I know how to make onion powder. So yeah, those are the simple things that I'm doing in preparation for where we are. Hope it helps. Up the phone. I don't know who's over logistics in the parking lots of these businesses, but there is no reason why you need 12 curbside pickup parking spots and there's only one person waiting to get something. Hey, it's inflation. We're in a recession. No one's shopping like that. Okay, we don't need all, and then all of them are in the front. So then the people that are actually going into the store got to park 5 miles back just to get into the store. The only people that need curbside parking spots like that still is probably Walmart. That's it. Target don't even need that many that they have. Because, y'all remember Target? I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm just frustrated because I got to be out here. But there's no need for all of those curbside parking spots because I could just park there. I could park there. And as soon as I park there, they're like, ma'am, are you here to pick up? No, I'm not. I'm here to go in here and pick something up. So yes, technically, yes, just not on the curb. But take some of these parking spots out, give it to the elderly. I don't even mind the pregnant women with children because I used to be there. Not no more, though. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I hope y'all are having a great Saturday. A great Saturday. And as always, I will be available to provide you with like whatever, to outweigh the bad because we are, it's not even breaking news. It's just my random thoughts to just make you disassociate because the world is shitty. Okay, bye.
If you're worried about the recession, you should be preparing your finances ahead of time. So I just got laid off yesterday, and we're financially going to be okay because of things that we have done over the past year, half year and a half. And those things have set us up financially where we don't really have to worry about being able to survive on just one income during this period of time. Now, towards the middle of last year, what I started doing is I went through all of my subscriptions and I canceled all the ones that were irrelevant to me anymore, ones that I didn't really need that were nice to have. And if there were cheaper options, let's say I was on the pro plan and they had like a basic plan, I reduced my plan down to that one. This cut out roughly $600, $700 a month that we were paying in expenses. Now, there are other things that we've done, like we sold one of our vehicles, so now we're only a one vehicle family. That eliminated a $530 truck payment that we had. Now we have an SUV. We only pay $350 a month on that. So just those two things alone that we did saves us roughly $1,300 a month. Now we live on my wife's income. All of her income goes towards our bills, which are not that much. We just have a house and a car payment, and that's roughly it besides the normal basic necessities.
I've made 3 transitions in my household regarding tech recently that has made us healthier and better and less overstimulated and saved us so much money. So here are the 3. Number 1 is getting rid of our subscription services, buying a projector that takes DVDs, and buying and collecting old 90s television. Yes, this saves money. I buy all of these used or even find them for free. I'm being really intentional with what I bring into my house, and we're going to get like one of those CD holders so we can have a ton for my kids to choose from without them taking up so much room. But for now, it's looking like this. I don't like Spotify. I don't like all the Bluetooth speakers. I don't think they're good for my brain. So here is what I'm doing for music. It's a record player with a bunch of records. Super lucky because in high school, I collected records and I was one of the few high schoolers that had a job. So I actually have a pretty great record collection. And my thought is every month or so, I'll buy another record instead of spending another month's subscription to Spotify. Or I can just not have that much new music too. And number 3 is that I'm not buying Audible. I don't do the Tony's boxes or any of the little kids' story boxes. I have officially switched over to Libby, which is the library's version of Audible. You can have up to 10 books at a time, and my kid listens to 5 to 10 hours minimum of audiobooks a week. It is his favorite part of his life. He was buying a couple books a month, and it was costing $100. It's $15 to $20 a book. But now we just use Libby, and I feel so stupid for not doing it sooner. It's amazing. All of these feel more wholesome and intimate with the content we consume, and I feel like the content we consume is everything. It's so important. So
I don't mean to upset you, but my business model is a recession indicator. And when things are not going well in the United States, when jobs are being cannibalized, when the cost of living is no longer affordable, when, frankly, our government is unstable and unpredictable, people look for businesses like mine because they want to know what their options are abroad. How do they find a job abroad? How do they find remote work? What if their career isn't careering? How do they make a pivot with higher education outside of the United States? How do you bring your family outside the United States? How do you bring your kids? How do you pack the dog, the cat, and head on over? That's everything that I talk about. The crazy thing is, it's only the end of February, and I'm up 630% year on year in revenue. I am completely booked until April for consultations, and I offer 9 a week. I have never seen anything like this in my 13 years abroad. Selfishly, my ADHD pattern recognition called it. But America's my home. It's where my family, my friends are. I would be lying if I said I wasn't worried.
If you weren't sure about this whole recession thing, I just bought frozen yogurt. And there was a line to pay for my frozen yogurt. Yeah, it was packed in there, actually. My local yogurt land, yeah, I just went there and it was packed and everybody knew your name. They have matcha flavored yogurt now. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just really realized I'm gonna eat it. I literally strawberry, vanilla, matcha, and cheesecake flavor. I just did a dollop of each. Guys, it's here. Oh my God. But yeah, just thought you should know your local yogurt land is about to be packed. Oh my God. This is not fun. I'm not, but this yogurt's gonna make me feel so good. I know. Why would I not just get ice cream? I wanted yogurt for some reason. Okay, go to Yogurtland. That's all I have to say.
I hate how absolutely lost I feel right now. And the last thing my sister said to me before she took her own life was to be everything that she couldn't be. And I feel like I can't even do that. All I can do is relate. And I'm like, I get why you didn't want to be here. It's terrible. I'm just struggling. And I had a decent job. I worked in quality assurance for risk operations. I even did customer service for a while, the quality assurance for that. And I can't find anything. I can't find anything that's going to pay me the same. So I, took a little entry-level job right now. It's a little temp thing. But I've never felt so discouraged in my life where I'm just I don't even want to try. And that's terrible. I'm just all right. It feels like a rat race. I'm just running around looking for what? Today is just one of those days I feel like I'm just too angry and I need to relax. But I don't fucking know.
I'm a prepper, and here's a list of specific practical skills that you can learn right now that will help you better prepare for a recession or an economic downfall. Learn to sew a backstitch. A backstitch is a very basic, versatile stitch that will help you patch and repair holes in your clothing. It's a skill that you can pass along to others once you know it. Learn how to make your own cleaning supplies. It's really easy. Much of the time, we just use half vinegar, half water. Learn at least one method of preserving a food that you eat regularly, even if it's just dehydrating bananas. You want to learn more of an advanced skill, learn pressure canning. Add at least 2 made from scratch home cooked meals. And I'm not talking about using canned cream of chicken. Learn how to make the cream of chicken yourself. Take it a step beyond making a full meal start to finish from scratch and learn how to make one of your pantry staples that you're buying ready to put in your recipe that's not actually made from scratch, and learn how to make it from scratch yourself. We learned how to make our own cream of chicken and we are never going back. Literally just a couple ingredients. Even making your own chocolate from cocoa powder. Just pick one thing that you are interested in learning to make from scratch, especially if you use it as a base in a lot of your recipes, and learn how to make it yourself. If you don't know basic gardening, learn how to grow something on your counter, even if it's just a butt of a lettuce. If you do know basic gardening, learn how to grow seedlings instead of buying them at the store and popping them right in the ground. And if you're already doing that, then learn how to save your own seeds for next year's harvest. And lastly, this one might be a little bit controversial, but sometimes times are tough and you got to learn these things. if you can, and if you're willing, learn how to DIY pet grooming in between visits to the groomer, or learn how to give yourself just a little trim in between visits. Some of you know your limits, and we will trust you if you say, I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe you can go an extra couple weeks or couple months in between haircuts if you can trust yourself just to trim a tiny bit off. It'll help you save a lot of money in the long run. I've got lots more tips like this, lots more lists on my page, so press that follow button, follow along, and I'll keep this series going.
Gen Z, lesson 2. Preparing for this looming recession that we're about to go into, because we are. The most important thing I want you to take away from this message is always prepare for a recession, whether we're going to go into one, whether we're in one, whether we're not in one. It doesn't matter. Always prepare for a recession. Okay? All right? So in order to prepare, you have to have a plan. In order to have a plan, you got to have that budget. Okay? Because I want you to make sure that every single dollar that you're working your butt off for, because Gen Z, y'all are incredibly hardworking. Y'all want to do better than your parents. I know. I see you. Incredibly impressed by y'all. All right. But we got to prioritize your money. Okay. We got to make sure you're spending it wisely. Okay. So let's prioritize. The first one's housing. Okay. You got to have a roof over your head, a place to sleep, place to rest so you can go to work. Right. Okay. First thing. And it's okay to have roommates in your 20s. You can't do this by yourself. You cannot do this by yourself. You need your community. So housing with roommates. Okay. First thing. Second thing, utilities. You got to have your water, your electricity. You got to keep that fridge going, your body clean so you can go to work smelling fresh, right? That's important. That helps with your confidence. You got to have your utilities. And the next thing is food. Okay. Food is the third priority. All right. You got to keep going. You got to keep having those bellies filled. Okay. Very important. It's more important than the next priority, which is your car. Okay. Because if you don't have the money for a car, you can always Uber to work, right? Or maybe you live with your people that you work with. You can carpool to work. Okay. 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 But that next priority is your car for that gas and the insurance. Now with insurance, what you can do is get a group policy with your roommates. Okay. And save that money on that multi-car discount, maybe splitting that bill up. Okay. So it's not so heavy on you. Because insurance in your 20s is really expensive. Let's get real. Even for the ladies. Okay? Okay? So you have your budget, your utilities, food, your car, and the next thing, and this should be the number one, but let's get real, is you. You need to budget at least once or twice a month to do something that fills your happy tank. Okay? I'm being for real. That means you need to prioritize you. Stop spending that money on those TikTok live gifts. I was not going to hold your hand for that. No, I'm going to put that right out there. Stop it. Okay. Stop spending money on that Starbucks. You can make that stuff at home. Okay. When it's significantly cheaper. Okay. All that money after you, which is the most important thing, because all those things can't happen without you, right? You got to keep you happy. The rest of that money, I want you to put it to the side. Put it underneath your mattress. Your great-grandparents did. They saved that money. Okay? They put that money, they hid it somewhere. Hide it. Put it, don't, and I wouldn't even put it in your bank. I would just keep that cash and put it somewhere safe. Okay? Because if it's a bank account, you can use your debit card. Stop that. Okay? If you have your cash, you can see it. You can physically see it. Okay? You're less likely to spend it if you can see that it's dwindling away, right? Stop using your debit cards. Okay? Use cash for everything if you can. All right. Now, like I said, I can teach y'all on how to save money on food because y'all need to stop buying the ramen noodles. I know. And go follow Chef Anna. She does a really good job on teaching y'all how to make food from scratch. Healthy food from scratch that tastes good and fills your bellies up for long periods of time. Because if you have better nutrients, your body is not as hungry as often. Do y'all know that? If you have the right nutrients, spend your money in the right way on food. So that's my approach to the recession. Always prepare. And if you live like this, like I was saying, be very mindful about where you spend your money. Okay? Maybe share with your roommates. Okay? That's how you can prepare for it. Budget your money. Your money is very important. You work really hard for it. Respect that money and take care of yourself. Let me all know if you all want some more stuff. Love you guys.
Start saving your money, man. It's real. Save your money. Did you guys know in 2025 that if you make $35K a year and you have a household with 2 people, that means a mom and maybe a child, that you're living in poverty? That's how bad things have gotten. If you make $35K a year and you have a household of only 2 people, you're actually living in poverty. You can't afford to do anything but pay bills. People are living right now, going to work every day, coming home from work every day. They make just enough money after they check to put gas in their car to continue going to work every day and being a robot. Stock up on your food. Stock up on supplies. Stock up on everything. Is only going to get worse, guys. Don't be fooled by what you see on the internet. Everybody want the fancy cars, the fancy clothes, the flashy this, the flashy that. Guys, listen, it's going to hurt you in the end. Stock up on your money. Stock up on everything, man. Don't be doing these payday loans. They out to get you too. Don't do none of that stuff, man. I know sometimes it's needed. If you have to use it, but don't depend on it. Don't make it be a part of your life where you get a loan and you can only afford to pay the loan back and then you got to get another loan. Stock up on your stuff, man, because 2025 is bad, man. Do not take chances. Stock up on toiletries, groceries, mostly dry foods, man. Stock up on canned goods, noodles, spaghetti, cans of like canned food and stuff, man. Don't try to live above your means because it is real out here, man. Don't do it. Thanks for watching.